remember the first day that we were in the house and there was no electricity, and we're like, oh, we should call the landlord because there was no light. And then did you call the agent?
Yeah,
we called the agent that sold the house. Was like, there's no light in this. And we're like, you are the landlord.
Yeah,
Figure it out. Hello everyone.
Hello.
This is Debbie and Vic, and we wanted to talk about the mistakes we made when we got our house, so that you, as a first-time buyer, don't make the same mistakes like we did.
So if you're a first-time buyer, this video is for you. There are some things we thought that we would have done differently with the knowledge that we have now. And we thought that we could share our learnings with you, so that you can actually learn from. Will I say mistakes? Yeah, but some of the things that possibly we didn't do well or we didn't do right.
This is like our second year in the house, so it's like we looking back to say, in retrospect, we wish we had known this, or we wish we had done this before we buy a house. And if you are trying to buy a house, we believe that this advice will come in very handy for you, like you're in the best position to know all of these things.
I know they talk about structural engineers or surveyors, as they say, that when you are buying a house, you should get one. It's an extra cost that will come to do some structural checks and some more detailed one, and then give you feedback and others. I know you will get more documents, some documents about it, but these ones do more in-depth checks on the structure, on the house, and do some findings and get back to you. But we didn't actually do that. We came, we did our checks, we saw that the house was looking new. It wasn't a new build, but it was renovated, so everything was looking fine. We looked at the roof, things were okay, so we just felt
looked at it from a layman's perspective.
So we just felt like there was no need of hiring a surveyor or an engineer, a structural engineer, to come and do any checks again. This should be fine. And really, it's been fine.
I think in retrospect, it's like we got that part right, but that is just us being lucky. The normal rule of thumb will be that if you're buying a house, for example, that is not a new build house, you should bring in a structural engineer to have a look, like do an in-depth analysis, because there's so many things that we did not know about houses that we know now. So for example, if the roof was bad, we wouldn't know, because we'll just be looking at it with our eyes. Or if there was damp in the house, we wouldn't know, because we'll just
heating issues.
We would not know, just based on we're looking at it from the house is when we're going to be looking at the paint, and those were the things we looked at. But we were lucky, and
the bathtub too was already basically the house was renovated. The kitchen was new, the bathtub was new, so of course
so we couldn't. We were lucky. But if you're going to buy a house that is not new build, it's something you should absolutely do. And the funny thing is that, and then I mortgaged it one for us, not the in-depth one.
That's what I said they would do, but maybe not as in-depth. So we just worked with that one, because we felt like it was not good. The mortgage company said wouldn't drop the money either.
Because they would totally do it. And then another thing that we did was, our house was it looked new and shiny when we moved in. So one of the things we liked when we saw the house was the shining interior, shiny exterior. We had a very big garden that was like the first thing that we liked about the house. Ooh, this is a good big garden. We're going to definitely get it. That was, for me, that was what I thought, that let's get this house. It has a lovely garden. The funny thing is that now that we've moved in, we've not even used the garden as such. So it's not like all these things that we thought we were going to be doing, picnics, having a nice time in the garden. We don't even do that as such because of the cold. And then when the summer is now here, that was when it dawned on us that the garden was actually a lot of work. And the first time that we tried cutting it, we have to first of all even get a very big mowing lawn mower, and just that when it's summer, the turnaround time is like 1 week or 2 weeks for cutting the grasses. And we saw that, wow, we did not think this through, that this is going to be a lot of work.
So I think gardening is a lot of work, so it's something to look at. If you are trying to if you love gardening, it's good, but just know that you will know if you are maintaining it yourself, it might be demanding, or if you want to get a gardener, pay, that's also another cost.
That's a lot of money.
So but I mean, later on we did get a self-propelling lawnmower, which I think the petrol one, which I think has been helpful. We bought like 2. This is the third one.
This is the fourth one. We returned one.
No, this is the third one. So but this one has been good. It's made life a bit easier. Not as stressful as that, but it definitely is something to look at the size of the garden, especially if you want to, because maintaining it could be tricky, especially if it already has flowers and all that. You have to be thinking of trimming it. So it's good, it makes it look beautiful and you love nature, but it's something to think ahead about when trying to actually get a house.
And one thing, when we moved into the house, I remember the first day that we were in the house and there was no electricity, and we're like, oh, we should call the landlord because there was no light. And then did you call the agent?
Yeah,
we called the agent that sold the house. Was like, there's no light in this house. We're like, you are the landlord. Figure it out. So I guess that part, that switch of, okay. Before, in our previous house, if the tap is not working, we just call the landlord that tap is not working. Or the heater is bad, we just call the landlord that, please come and fix your heater. But then now we have to like figure everything out by ourselves and wear our big man pants. So it's been something we did not really think about. I just bam, it was the reality, and it's been a year, so it's not that bad. But you should totally think
about that. Yeah, for sure, you have to. Yeah, because repairs and others is going to come. Sometimes you need to learn how to do certain things.
I remember that pumping thing. Well, that drain. So
we had to work on that ourselves,
You caught someone and the person told you, was it £100 or how much?
Maybe like 150 or more than, or something like that.
I took a calculator.
So that came and I'm like, oh wow, just to so I think we just went online and got something that we poured into the drainage. And then later on, it just maybe it's whatever is blocking it just possibly just melted and the thing later worked and stuff. So you get to learn a lot of things anyway. But at the end of the day, it's just to be prepared. It's something
that, and then for us too, when you buy a house, it means that you're tied, quote and unquote, to that location. So you don't have the flexibility. Like, we can't say that, oh, we're getting a job in London, for example, and we need to move to London. If we're going to do that, it can't be a spontaneous thought or decision. You have to go through the process of, or do we need to sell the house or put it back for rent? So it just sort of ties you to a location. So if you're young and you still have a career that you're building, and most experts will say that you should not buy a house if you're
not yet settled into that job. You don't feel like maybe the company you're with in that city, you will still stay longer with them, or that city that you are might not be your choice of city. Maybe you still intend to move to another city. Some people will say that you can sell it or rent it or something when you are living. That also sounds good, but also there are a few things around that also, because selling, for example, like averagely it takes about 6 months or so to sell a house in the UK.
Depends on the time also in the
so
market.
You need to also now look at that let's imagine you want to sell the house quickly. If you have a job, the job won't be waiting for you for 6 months rather to move to that city, right? If you move to that city and then you said, you'll still be paying the mortgage of that particular house until the house is sold. Even if you need to put a tenant inside, you need to do some work. If you go to the market, averagely it might take you nearly about 3 months or something before you end up paying for the mortgages of those months that you're still waiting for the tenant, and yet you still be paying rent in the new place.
And I would say the big pro for our house is the location. So we wanted somewhere that was close to my workplace. My workplace is just like some minutes walk to our house, which is what I really love. And this is like our second year in the house, and we've been enjoying it. We've been adapting through the process. So we would not say it's a mistake, but we're not saying that. I don't think this house is our forever home. We're still going to at some point move on somewhere, but it works for us right now. And then some things that we said, when we wanted to move in, we were like, we're going to make some few changes. We had lofty plans. So I would say the feelings are mixed, because some would say that you don't get your dream house at the goal, but it was some changes that we thought that we're going to just move some things around the house. And then when it came to actually doing the project, we were like, it's not possible. And it's kind of very disappointing, because one of the reasons why we got the house was like, we could do this project and add to the value of the house. So maybe if we had called some of the technicians,
the experts
to come and have a look, then when we wanted to buy it, and if they had told us that, you can't, for example, we wanted to add an extra bathroom to our room, make our room ensuite. But then they came and told us that there is no way they can do that.
Well, they say there is, just that the complexities around how they explain it, the cost, the extra cost is not justifiable. So that's just it.
It's possible, but
but just like does it really worth putting that money into it? So it's kind of like a rookie mistake. Well, I mean, it's not bad, but simply what we're saying is that, as my wife mentioned, get someone. If you know it's like an extra toilet you want to put somewhere, or you want to convert one room into something else, or you want to do a driveway into the house and all of that, make sure that you get an expert. Could be one of these construction companies. I don't think they will charge you for giving you a quote. All right, so reach out to them, let them come and have a look, and just ask them for quotes. You're not going to
you want to
so just say you need a quote, so they will come and see it and give you a quote. So ask questions during the time they come for a visit, and then you will be able to buy into their brain, or get their brain to understand a little bit about that, so you know if that thing is possible or not. Because some things requires even getting license from council. All right, so from the building, the planning permission under the council. So when you talk to these guys, they will be able to guide you. They will let you know if this one requires permission from council or not, if it's possible or if it's not possible. You get what I mean? Especially if it has to do with you want to extend, so it depends. It has rules too on kind of extension you will do that does not require council, and the one that you will do that has to be council related. You want to have a driveway, so all of those things. So the agent selling the house are going to be telling you, no, it's easy, it's nothing. They are salesmen.
They just
want you to buy, but you make sure that you get an expert opinion. Ask them. It's okay for you to go back to them and tell them that I want to bring a bricklayer or whatsoever. I want to bring the person to the house to come and view and give me. They will surely allow you. It's just that you need to work with their time to be able to get an appointment, and then you can bring the person in to see and then ask questions and see what is possible or not. Before we go, just one thing to also add, I just remembered also, is that when trying to buy gadgets also into the house, it's good you have a measuring tape. I think we did that mistake. We bought a freezer also that was bigger than the space that we have. That was stressful. We had to return it and all of that. So even your bed, you need to look at the size of the room. I mean, bed usually should be fine, but just buy a measuring tape. I just thought that is very important, because
I think if you are an homeowner, once you say that you're buying a house, just buy this kit, workman kit that has a drill and all of those things, because that's it. You're already Bob the builder. You're already Bob the builder. So
so that's it all. Thank you, guys. So make sure that you do some of these things that we mentioned when you are trying to get a house. We'll also say that ask questions from people that have already gotten a house to get some advice and some opinion from them also, and then at the end of the day, make the decision. But however, it's always a good investment to invest into property. Just make sure that it is done well, so that you don't end up incurring unnecessary expenses.
If you have any question, just drop them and we'll be happy to help. Right. Have a lovely day.
And make sure you subscribe. Please subscribe, like, and share with someone. Thank you.
Bye.